have Wednesday Night with Those Guys, and Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
those guys.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday Night with Those Guys. As you know, it is sponsored by Those Guys. This is the place where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the use of drones. Lawrence, how is it going? And how is everyone out there in the chat?
Well, I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good.
You're over there with that
busy. I'm busy. I like my right now, presently, I think my internet connection and tech connection is working. We'll find out. If I don't blitz out or max headroom tonight, everything's fixed.
No, that might be on my side of town.
But yeah, I'm doing good, man. What's up with you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing my thing. You know, I've been hard on the grind, and as you know, we were pursuing something that we actually happened to get. So we'd like to congratulate ourselves on that one.
Yes, congratulations to that. You got a
we had a contract that we were working on trying to get for a construction site. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, man. It came out good. It was a lot of bumping and bumping with the bulls in the crowd, but
Yeah, you know what it is, and I think it's here in New York City. It's new to a lot of people, so they really don't know what they can, the drone can actually offer them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Companies here, you have a lot of small construction companies here.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, so how's everyone out there in the chat doing? I hope everyone's been able to get out and fly. The weather's been fairly decent, pretty nice.
It is. I fixed the drone.
Yesterday was warm, nice and warm. I think it's getting a little cooler. We're starting to settle back into, I guess, a different. I guess they came down from Canada. They claim.
Well, I have the terrace door closed, and
got that
all week I've had it open. John Olson, how are you, man? Good evening, fellow drone pilots, Phantom Flight novice. I'm back in the air, above the ground. That's right. John Olson just got, I think, an Air 2S.
Oh, okay, all right.
But hold on to that receipt. I think someone gave him an Air 2S. Tell him to hold on to that receipt, because we have some news about an Air 2S later on that she might be able to take the receipt back and get some money. Right?
That's on the DJI website.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. In fact, since you're talking about it, we might as well pull up the page, right? Can I share the page?
I'm talking about it.
Well, you're talking about it. Can I share the page?
I'm talking about it. And since you want me to talk about it, yeah, they got a big deal here. Yeah. Spring into summer. That's DJI's thing. Spring into summer. But they got these sales here was up to 23% off.
From the 15th to the 31st. So it's active now. Yeah. So if she just brought it for you like within the last 2 weeks or so, you might be able to.
That's available on the DJI website.
Yeah, that's DJI. It depends on where she got it from.
Extends to anyone else. I don't know, but there were some things going on Amazon. I don't know if those prices reflect over to Amazon, but apparently on the Mini 3. Oh God, you guys bear with me tonight because I have
allergies
and everything around me, excuse me, when I go outside looks like a tennis ball from the tree pollen, and I'm dying here this week from this weather. Like I was saying, the Mini 3, I don't know, they say it's 7% off launch.
Yeah.
So that's now what, $469 for the Mini 3, and for the
check this out.
The Fly More combo is supposedly now $658.
Okay.
That's with the flu vaccine controller, the RCN one.
Well, I'm looking on Amazon here, the Air 2S by itself.
Right,
No props, no
right.
props, nothing, just by itself, $770.
But nobody wants that. Because on DJI's site,
right,
for the Air 2S, it is $849, and that's coming with the controller and a battery. Now for the fly
with the N1 controller, correct?
Yeah, that's what the that one.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up.
So join the club and have one of those controllers.
Hey Warren, what's up?
You're not a DJI pilot until you have at least two of them.
At least two, at a minimum of two N1 controllers. That's true. That's true. They're gonna get you on that. You're 100% right about that.
Jump right into it.
Flew earlier doing roofing. Oh. Dustin said he did some flying earlier.
Okay.
I'd really like to find someone selling a Mavic 2 Pro for the Hasselblad, but my bank account says, psst, hell no. To be honest, Dustin, for the price of that Mavic 2 Pro, you could probably go with an Air 2S, or maybe even add a couple of $100 to it and get the Mavic 3 Classic. If it's not a 1-inch sensor, I mean, not saying that I've flown drones without 1-inch sensors, but I've gotten a little bougie.
The 2 is a 1-inch sensor, isn't it?
The Air 2S is a 1-inch sensor, yes.
No, I'm saying on the Mavic 2.
The Mavic 2 Pro?
Yeah,
was a 1-inch sensor? Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, for the price of that Mavic 2 Pro.
The difference between that and the Air 2S is the adjustable aperture. Although, for some, with the software in
Mavic 2 Pro right now, it's going for $1,500.
They were able to get good image quality that can compare out of the Air 2S. So if that's what interests you, then Lawrence's idea is pretty good. The factors of the whole
that is only me personally, but I'm looking here now.
The remote ID thing is another factor.
If you want one used, I'm seeing them used.
I don't know if it's remote ID compatible.
I don't think they are. I don't think that the Mavic 2 Pros are.
So, if that's something that interests you, then that Air 2S is also a good idea.
Because it's remote ID ready, yeah.
Right, and if the Air 2S is that drone has been revamped and has had features enhanced.
It's still going for $3,000, Herman.
What?
The Mavic 2 Pro.
That's because you're on Amazon.
Listen, I was back here. They have used ones. You can get a used one right here. You can get a used one for $670.
That's probably the only place you're gonna find them.
Yeah.
They're on eBay, because I don't think they're selling them anymore on DJI's website. They're not.
No, I don't think so
either. First
either.
place I look before any place and look and start comparing things. If they don't have it, then I know that it's a free for all on the price. And
what's up, SJM? Dan the man.
Good.
Sorry, I was in another window shopping for Dustin.
That's what it is.
All he did was mention that he was looking for a Mavic 2 Pro. We're like, yo, you can go over here and get it, or you can go over here. That's true drone shit, though.
But
that's funny? Like what happened?
You know who would have one that'd probably turn up someplace like B&H.
You know what? Let me check there. They're here in New York, right? Yeah, let me check there. Hold on 1 second, so you guys can.
Just happen to have one left over, brand new.
All right, you guys can see that, right? B and H photo. Let's go there.
I mean, it's
Being
a long shot.
it is really, it is. You know what? But we'll find out. DJI Mavic 2 Pro. I
This
saw
though.
Pro 2 in the description. Yeah, 2,500.
Where?
Right here. Oh, that's a Mavic 3. They just go straight to the Mavic 3. I just put in Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah,
Hold
that's
on.
Mavic 3 Pro.
Yeah, I put in Mavic 2 Pro. Okay, Mavic 2 Pro battery.
Yeah, you can get a battery.
Mavic 3 Enterprise. I didn't ask for that. I asked for Mavic 2 Pro.
They don't have any.
They probably don't.
What was the first one that was on the list?
The Mavic 3.
Scroll up. They still have them? Or is that
Fly more. Mavic 3 Fly More combo
Wow.
for 2,500. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's you might consider getting an Air 2S if you're going to invest the money. You can get, like Herman said, you can get an Air 2S for what, 8 and change now?
Yeah.
I paid full price for it about a month after it came out, 2 months after it came out. I remember.
Wow.
I remember having 2 Air 2Ss. Remember that story, Herman?
Oh, well, that was a nightmare in itself.
Yeah. But anyway, good luck in your ventures. You'd be fine with a used one, doesn't matter. Then you could probably find one on eBay. You just got to watch who you're getting it from.
One that you showed there, like I said,
for $649.
Buying it, if you're gonna buy, you might as well buy the $849 from DJI and get it brand new with a battery and a controller. Build a battery controller stock. And if you have batteries, you can never have too many.
Flying Flynn, how are you, man? What's good, Dan? What's up, man? Hey, I thought you were gonna come back with a live stream. I'm waiting for that. Dan, I fix shit.
You cannot be a DJI pilot without at least 2 of these the RC
N1 controllers.
Can't.
Listen, right now I'm betting, Herman, right now with the ones you got, you could build a cube. There's so many N1s he has.
You know what? Some of them haven't come out the little plastic bag.
I have one brand new in a box. I have one brand new in the box. I could sell it. I can sell it in the box and everything.
But the minis, you have to connect it before you can connect anything else.
Yeah, that's true. But Dustin says he'd be fine with a used one. Doesn't matter to me if it's had other owners.
Okay.
So that's not too bad. But anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. We just kind of killing time a little bit tonight.
The best part about getting a used one is the fact that you could actually pick one up with some stuff already, like filters, maybe.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, because somebody's always selling a DJI drone somewhere.
You know, maybe a case or a backpack or something like that.
Warren, here's a question. Warren says, will DJI come out with a new RC before the end of the year?
What? You know what?
Maybe he heard something we didn't.
Last year and came out with like 100 million drone release. They dropped a lot of drones last year. Everybody had a good time. The year before that, they started off with, pushing them out, and they haven't stopped. And they hit the ground running again this year. I mean, look what we've seen already so far for the year. Will they come out with another one for the year?
And they're not done. Another controller with a new RC. You know what? Here's something.
I don't think they'll come out with a new RC.
Herman, here's something to think about.
What?
From what I saw in a story earlier today, it looks like DJI is about to drop the price of their FPV bird.
Right.
Their first FPV bird.
Well, they've done that several times already.
Huh?
They've done that several times already.
Yeah, but now it's down to a price where they're like almost giving them away. You remember Crazy Eddie? Everything must go.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that because now the combo, what is it, 8, or they got it now for $8.99 or something like that?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. I
From
think
1200.
I think that's going, well, 1,200, it was reduced, that wasn't it reduced to 1,200?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know what the original price was. I'm guesstimating.
to neither.
I wouldn't even guesstimate, but I'm thinking, and here's my suspicion.
Hmm.
It's about time, and this is me personally. I didn't hear it from nowhere. I didn't read
Here we
it,
go.
but from what I see, what they do with their drones when they start lowering the price on them, they usually get ready to try and introduce something else. That's all I'm saying.
Think
So if you expect to see another, I'm thinking DJI is going to come out with another FPV bird.
really? You think that's what it is?
That's just me
Okay.
personally.
So you haven't heard
Someone
it?
see SJM Steve says, I think we'll see another new Avata or a Mini 4.
Well,
Please, man,
I'm not
stop with the
sure about
minis.
the
There's too
Avata.
many of them.
Oh, here we go with the mini. The
There's too
Avatas,
many.
right?
Huh?
I'm not sure about that one either.
The Avata?
That would be interesting. I mean, and
They still give full
DJI
price for the Avata?
DJI has a 3-tier drone market right now. You understand what I'm saying to you? And then
Yeah,
they have like an FPV section.
right.
So
Hey,
you have your minis, you have your Air, and you have your Mavic series.
right.
So now you have what? The Mini 3. You have the Air 2S that pretty much cannibalized the Air 2. The same way the Mavic 3 Pro has now seemed to with the Mavic 3, as far as what DJI is going to sell. You still
Okay.
have the classic with the one camera,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't understand why you couldn't have a one camera and a two camera and a three camera setup, but maybe you didn't want to do it. I don't really want. I mean, they seem to have a lot of airframes and controllers. I don't know where they're running out of controllers, but I don't know. DJI has those 3 levels of the what we call camera drones. So now you look at that, right? Okay, well, we have that. And which level hasn't been upgraded in a few years?
The big boys.
No. The big boys, you know, um, and I'm talking as far as the consumer drones, like your Mini,
Mm-hmm.
the Air series, and the Mavic series. The Mavic 3 came out, then you had your classic, and now you had your series of enterprise. And we're not talking about those drones, we're talking about the consumer ones. So you had your Mavic 3, you had your classic, and then they came out with a Pro. You have in the Air series, right? You had the Air 2, and then they came out with the Air 2S.
Hey, Waypoint. What's up, Gary?
Made the Air 2 kind of disappear. You had your Mini, and you came up. They came up with the Mini 3 Pro, and then they came up with the Mini 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they either go forward and step back and then go forward. It doesn't matter, but they still have those 3 different levels. The Air series is the only one that has not been updated to a 3. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, yeah.
So with that,
you're right.
So with that, and you talk about the big boys, I don't think any of the big boys in the older models were got an update for remote ID. So now they're going to start to replace them. You saw now, what was it? The release of the Inspire 3.
Yeah.
right? And then you know all of those drones that came out in the last year or so, all of those are remote ID compatible, right?
Right.
With the Matrice came out with the smaller series, the 30.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're looking at what now? New releases on stuff. So we'll see what happens with those drones coming down the later on.
Well, they're doing it smart. They started out with the consumer. They've slowly worked their way to the prosumer, and
Yeah.
now they're working their way to the professional,
Well,
um, the high end users.
that's what we're seeing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's all going to be remote ID compliant because, like you mentioned earlier, the Mavic 2 Pro is not remote ID compliant.
no.
So, well, don't quote me on that, but I can confirm. I can check it out. I can confirm it.
You know, it's funny. I've seen the list 100
I'm
times.
going to look at the list right now.
And
I'm going to pull it up now.
You know, it's shame on me because it's just like I said before.
I'm pulling up the list.
Where guys will come out and talk and will come out with something and they'll say, you know, it's working on an O3 transmission system. And the first thing will happen is a guy will come out and go, would it work with my Mini too?
Yeah. I'm trying to laugh to keep from commenting. That's all. I'm on the page now. Hold on. I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that click sound, which means I have a video playing in the background somewhere.
Angie.
Angie, how are you? What's up? What's up, Gary? What's up, Waypoint? How are you guys? I was over in. Oh, congratulations to the old fart group.
Rob C.
Old Farts with Drones group. They hit their 2-year mark.
I know. I was watching the live stream, but
I was invited to get on, but he had so many guests. I guess he didn't have room for everybody. So, but I came by in the chat to say what's up and congratulations to them.
Akarashu. I had to leave the stream a little early because I had to take care of some stuff and get ready for
the hell is that?
The live stream afterwards. I had to run back out and come back. You know, Wednesday is a hectic day kind of because of the live stream.
What happened?
Wednesday is a little hectic because of the live stream. But
yeah, I know.
there was a video, Lawrence, of you know.
Hold on. Here's the list. I just wanted to the new Mavic 3 Enterprise, the Mavic 3 Enterprise Thermal, the M300, the M30, the M30Ts, the Mini 3 Pro, the Avata, the Air 2S, the Mavic 3, the Mavic 3 Sin, and of course we know the Mavic Pro. All of those are remote. All of these are remote ID compliant, and they are already equipped with this remote ID B chip. It's just a matter of turning on that chip and activating it via firmware. So no, you don't have to send your drone in and all of that crap. You'll get a firmware update and you'll know that as a 107 pilot, then you'll have to register the drone with that remote ID chip that's in it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There is no Mavic 2 Pro that's in this list. And they just recently updated this list. DJI just updated this list recently too. And
do I get to keep my numbers?
Huh?
Do I get to keep my number?
More than likely you should. I don't see why not. But yeah, there's the update and there's the answer to whether you want to get, if you're going to get a new drone, whether you want a drone in that list there. Hey, Rob C, what's good? I'll be done in about 20 minutes.
I haven't done it yet.
What? Done what?
The whole thing, the remote ID and the registration and
we haven't had any reason to, but it is.
I ain't registered nothing.
Stop.
I ain't registered nothing. Fly like that.
All them boxes behind you should just fall on you like an avalanche for lying. Just fall over.
I'll just throw it in the garbage with all of the stuff that's in it. The controllers, the purses that come with all of the drones.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? I hope everyone's gotten a chance to fly here In New York, it's been great weather, excluding today. Today, the wind was like above 30 miles per
Yeah, a
hour.
little bit.
But
But
we got to fly yesterday.
Lawrence, talking about flying. Did you see that video of that guy with the DJI?
Go ahead and set it up because no one's going to believe it until you tell it. It was shot on a cell phone. I have it queued up right here.
Probably have seen it with this guy. He was. He's flying. I don't know if I should say he's flying a DJI Agris T40, or is he flying in attack?
He's flying inside it because
is it unmanned or is it manned? I don't know what you call it.
Here it is.
Check this out.
We're not going to play it with sound because well, we could.
No sound. You don't need sound.
All right, yeah. All right, but here it is. Now he's sitting like this. If you see this compartment, stop. This is the compartment with Agra, which is an agricultural drone. You fill it with seeds, you fill it with manure, you fill it with whatever you want to spray over the crops. He's sitting in this is the compartment that fits inside the drone. And let's just watch. Well, he's in it now. Of course, he has the monster controller that comes with it, but this is how big these Agra drones are. Now, my question is, let me just stop right here. If he were to crash, what the hell are these little rubber tires going to do?
I have no idea.
But it flies. But he's in the air. I'll show it again. I'll show it again one more time.
What I will say is this:
be crazy.
If it did crash, right? If he can get it to crash into one of the tires, I guess he'd be all right, right?
Yeah, I guess. But if
he crashes into anything else, he's screwed.
But
right?
Dude, he's got 8 props.
Yeah.
No roll bar.
Yeah. What if one comes off and ding him in the
All I'm saying is, if you want to watch the video here, kudos to the gentleman who made it. I couldn't tell you who he is. It is a DJI T40. I couldn't tell you his name because it's written in Korean. And YouTube has no translator, but here's his page. Here's the dude's page. You could call him a bloody idiot, whatever, because had that thing tipped forward, and you know what happens when props hit something solid, they either bounce back off of it or they shatter into a million pieces. But there's the link.
Maybe.
You're right, SJM. He may lose his head and an arm and a lung and whatever else. Mount Sinai was beautiful last Friday. Okay. At Cedar Beach.
I will say this.
Yeah.
There was an incident, and I hate to talk about it because, props are really dangerous. There was a young man here several years ago, more than.
Oh, yeah. I know.
More than 8 years now, 7, 8 years now, 8 years, 9 years, maybe. At Calvert. And he had the helicopter, and the helicopter came back at him. So from what I understand, I wasn't there.
Yeah. I heard of the story. I didn't hear about it until I got into flying.
They killed him. So, those props are nothing to play with, man.
Respect those propellers. I fly FPV. I've seen people, Herman, by leaning over, not having having a disarm button. Or not having a disarm button, leaning over and hitting the throttle as they lean over to pick up their FPV drone and go from 0 to about 30% on the throttle and cut their finger down to the bone. If it wasn't a bone, it would have cut straight off. I've seen it happen. So, V-Dub, how are you? Good evening. Hope all is well.
Well,
so you respect propellers. So when you see these guys flying and stuff like that, their insurance is paid for the month, right?
That's what it is.
Man, you better have good insurance. Don't the astronauts and the fighters, the guys who fly in fighter jets and all that, they got great insurance plans.
I don't know what their policies are like.
Better than ours. Hey, Angie, what's going on? I see Angie's posting on Facebook that She's
Uh-oh.
getting the jobs lined up and work. And kudos to you, Angie, because remember, we told you never negotiate your price. So,
Well, it depends.
I mean, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah,
We're not going to go into that.
we
But
can't get
yeah,
it, but it
yeah,
depends.
it does. It actually does.
Oh, Lawrence,
Yeah.
I believe that if I'm not mistaken, that if you were warned at the meeting that you had to keep up with the sponsors,
Mm-hmm.
because they are saying that you don't you forget them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know. I know.
Or the sponsors.
I know. I was told. I
And
was told that.
there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
They
There's
told me to
nothing you can do about it, but I'm working on it.
just remind you that
Thank you for reminding me. Here we go. All
wow,
right.
you have a show itinerary just like everybody else.
Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Wow, you know what, Lawrence?
Okay.
We're gonna have to have another production meeting with you, and if the people are gonna bring you in the office and they're gonna throttle down heavy.
You
That
got jokes.
that was terrible.
Listen, listen. It's something new. I don't like change.
That was new.
No, the
Going
process
3
and
weeks now.
everything. Huh?
It's been going 3 weeks now. What is
All
this?
right.
It's been 3
All
weeks
right.
now.
I'll have it next week, maybe. I'll have it next week set up. All
That's-
right.
wow.
I pulled that one out of the hat.
Oh wow. But you know what, Lawrence? You mentioned that DJI was working on updating the big boys because what the Inspired 3 came out,
Mm-hmm.
or was it because you seen the advertisement that said that it was fully powered to forge ahead?
Yeah, I did. I did see the advertisement.
Saw that, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw
Yeah, I
that in a
did
couple
see
of
the
different
advertisement.
places, and then I saw it
Here it is. Here it is here.
on Twitter because DJI Enterprise,
That's how I see all of it.
yeah,
This
DJI
that
Enterprise put that out.
yeah,
Sometimes
this
you get the emails too, and I saw this in a couple spots, and
it just keeps looping over.
right, and this is supposed to be tomorrow morning, right?
Yep. May 18th, 2023 at 9 a.m. New
Right.
York City time or Eastern Standard Time.
So according to
Tomorrow morning, y'all.
on Twitter and from your man Igor Bolganov,
Yeah.
we're looking at a Matrice 350 RTK.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the big boys that has not been addressed. I shouldn't say they came out with a drone that stepped down from the 300,
Yeah.
which offered the 30, which was a drone that was very capable, maybe over
Mhm.
capable, with a fixed camera, a fixed
Right.
payload, which was a step down from the 300 with a payload, interchangeable payload. And we actually got to see a demonstration of the 300 when we met up with the guys from the FDNY robotics team or robotics
Yeah,
unit.
these guys here.
We met these guys when they were doing some stuff. It's funny, Lawrence and I went to go take some shots of a building and some video of the area, and they were there, and we got into a whole big conversation. They did a demonstration.
Well, we came walking up in there like like two cowboys getting ready to go into a shootout, because if you remember, you had your Air 2, I had my Air 2S case, and you had your Mavic 3 case.
Mavic 3, and the Mavic 3 had not long come out.
Right, and they immediately
they,
realized
they were more impressed with the Mavic 3 than
the bird that they had. We were impressed with.
And I was interested in the Matrice 300. That's a big boy.
Yeah. Because as we were pulling up to the park, we saw it in the air. We were looking for parking. Remember? And he's like, "Yo, there's a drone up in the air," and we saw their actual van, this robotics team van, right here in the park. So we came walking up like two cowboys with our guns on our side. They had their cannon on the ground sitting there. It was interesting, right?
Yeah, it was a nice day. We
hung out there for a good minute. We didn't even fly until after they left.
And here's the worst part about the whole thing. We took pictures of the van and everything when they were leaving, and we were there talking with them and watching them do this demonstration, because they were
sorry they're blurry.
Or they're testing out a spotlight, right, or something like that.
Yeah, they were testing out a new spotlight system along with the camera.
And yeah, there's some stuff that they had purchased some extras for it, and they let us watch what they were doing, and we were there talking with them the whole time, and nobody ever thought to, let's get this on YouTube.
Hey, what's up, Draymond? But they were interested in Herman's Mavic 3.
Yeah,
like you said, more than
what they were doing.
Ooh and ah over that 300, which has a dual payload system, which is, I think, is pretty.
A whole lot of stuff on that thing.
Yeah, so you can have your camera, your thermal, and you could have a spotlight or a speaker and a camera. There are different payloads they were playing with that day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great thing. But with this thing here, I've seen, like I said, your man, Mr. Bogdanov.
Yeah.
He put out a few things. We've seen a label that had an FCC ID and some battery information.
Yeah. I'm pulling it up right now.
So I guess this thing is
as we speak. Coming. It's already
right. Then they had some
in
other
the box. They already got boxes for them.
Boxes shipped, ready to go, right?
Yeah, hold on a second. This is an actual picture of the box saying, now check this out. Notice the date on it.
What's up, Bob?
2023, 5, the 5th month of May. It's the 17th. Today's the 17th.
Oh.
So they got boxes. Looks like they have boxes. Now this could be saying this is shrimp in here. I have no idea. But they got DJI in the logo, and we happen to know that they have a label that goes on the drone. This is an actual label that goes on the bird, and it Matrice RTK 350. So now, like Herman had mentioned earlier, now that they've gave all of us our lollipops and our candy and stuff with our Mavic 3s and our Air 2Ss and our minis, now they're upgrading all of the big boys to become remote ID compliant.
Well, you said that. Well, see, that's the thing. The 300 is remote ID compliant.
Right, so that is, yes. Because, that just came out.
To create another tier.
Right, and it's on the list.
Right, but the 300's been out a little bit. It kind of replaced the 250 or the 210, I think it was. Was it the 210 or the 250? Listen, I can't keep up with all of these damn numbers now.
Well, look at this number here.
But it did replace the 2-something.
Now look at this number here. It says DJI TB65 battery Matrice for the 350.
Right.
It says 1,698, but that's in this particular country. Converted to American, it comes down to about $1,130 something a battery.
A battery or a pair?
A battery. This is only a battery. This is singular. Yeah, so you're gonna pay $1,000 a battery. And see, you guys were complaining about paying $200 for the Mavic 3 batteries.
Oh hell no.
Try to buy a Phantom 4 Pro battery. How much are those?
I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, see, you want that battery life.
You know what's funny?
You want to get into the specs?
The Phantom, well, specs. Like, what do you want to talk about? I mean, what do you really want to talk about on this thing? It's a beast. It's a monster. Get it? Nobody here needs it. I mean, most of the guys need it.
And they're talking about possibly starting at about $11,000.
I have no need for it. I mean, it would be probably nice, but
I'd just like to fly it once.
can you
That's
imagine
all.
bringing that out?
The thrill of bringing it out, flying it around the park, and
How much
packing
you
it up.
start at?
You know, it's like some people do. They go to the store and buy a brand new suit, leave the tags on, and wear it that night, and then take it back to the store.
Can you imagine that? What is it, $1,000 and change of battery?
Yeah.
Guy, listen, I'm going to map
and dual battery system. Keep in
Tell the
mind.
guy, listen, I'm going to map the rest of this in about 2 hours when the battery's charged.
Right.
That would be ugly.
But here it is, DJI Matrice RTK. Every possible GPS system known, GPS, BDS, Galileo, GLONASS.
It's in there.
Yeah, it's in there. ADS-B.
I'm looking at the battery power though. Look at whoa. So
where? Oh, what? Oh, right here, 44.76 volt. 5,880 milliamps. The milliamps.
You need the milliamp hours.
Well, so how would you calculate that to a flight time?
How would I calculate the flight time? I can't. I don't know how much whatever takes to run.
John Olson says, are any of those big boys fire retardant? I do know that they are shielded for magnetic interference and stuff like that. No, I guess are any of those big boys fire retardant?
You mean that can they fly?
Hey, what's up, Bob Casey? Matt Bagwell, what's good?
Can I catch on fire? I don't know.
Draymond, JSK. The payload will be in the Game Changer or not. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm interested to know.
Right, that's what it is. You know,
what the flight time would be.
They might have a little better flight control and a little better characteristics of the bird, and things might be optimized with the functionality of the bird. But the camera that they're going to slap on it is everything.
Well, tomorrow at
tomorrow morning,
9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York City time. Sorry, it's going to be mad early for you guys on the East Coast. On the West Coast.
On the West Coast got to get up pretty early in the morning.
Man in Drone UK, good evening. How are you? Welcome to the stream. All I can say is I look forward to it.
What?
It's good to see that DJI they're upgrading their big boys as well.
Well, that would be nice. That's nice. I don't know. It would be nice to have. You said it's starting at what price?
They claim around 11,000.
11,000.
Yes, they claim it around 11,000. Somewhere it was rumored around 11,000 somewhere.
11,000. That's. I mean, but then 11,000. Then once you start buying the camera,
yeah, you know, you're getting bare bones for 11,000.
Right, and then you start getting into getting another set of batteries.
Cameras with lenses,
and then
filters.
We'll start getting into like,
depending on what you're using it for.
We can start getting close to the 20 grand mark easy, but you start talking about batteries at $1,000 a piece from what you're.
Because think about it, the T30 starts at 9,000, doesn't it? 8,000 and change.
10, ain't it?
Okay, yeah, 10. All right.
I thought it was 10. I'm not. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Listen, they got the market sewn up from $450 all the way up to about 20,000.
The Mavic 3 Enterprise, right? for a small business, seems like it's like a great little tool that you can optimize, to do some and get some things done with.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference between that and next level of what comes in to replace it is a good jump.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a good jump. So I can see a lot of those flying off the shelf. The Mavic 3 Enterprise drone.
You're right. You're right about that.
Like I said, what's going to happen to payload on this RTK? This 350.
Oh, that's M350.
I want to see what's going to happen tomorrow morning. I really do, because they're going to have to do better than the ridiculous camera they already have. You know how crazy that camera is, and then they kind of put the same camera on the Matrice M30.
Right.
So,
hey, can I diverse from subject a little bit? With your boy Igor?
Okay.
Earlier in the week, he came out with an ad. It was on Twitter. I saw this, and it had to do where DJI came out with some type of simulator. And this is the actual page right here. And it was saying how if you go to startdji.com, you could actually virtually fly over the city in the future. Too bad you can't.
Ask you about that.
Well, it's funny you were going to ask about that because I just happened to have clicked on that page and they say experience now. Unfortunately, you're flying this drone here. It looks like some variation of
What is that,
the Mavic 3 / Pro.
That's the Air 2S?
Air 2S don't have rear sensors in the rear like this. But on the side, I mean. Air 2S doesn't have side sensors. But I figured I would click experience now to see what it was. And they claim with your keyboard using the infamous WASDX buttons, you can fly this thing. Now, I clicked it and it seems to say loading. Am I getting hacked right now? Who knows?
There we go.
So if I just get cut off, we will know what happened here. Let's try refreshing the page. Okay, translate to English always.
Just turn it off.
Experience now. It says loading. I don't know what the deal is. Let's go back to the page. Let's refresh this. I don't want to come back and it's buying shit with my name on it. It says found on DJI's domain page right here, start.dji.com. And this is, you actually use your keypad to, here it is, to fly this drone over a virtual city. I have not tried it yet. Here's your keys, WSAD. So one is up, down, then you have left, right, or something. But, and the arrow keys. But this is it on their page. I just figured I'd diverse from it. If you want to go mess around with it, you're going to have to click. I believe they're not going to let me do it while I'm live streaming. I'm assuming. But it's some futuristic city that you could fly over. Illegally, obviously. I said illegally, obviously. Even though the rules in Asia are a lot different. Really? But who's to say this is Asia or not? It's some futuristic city. They give you the chance to fly around, and that's basically it for going squirrel. But if you want to check it out, I'll put the link up here. I click the link right here. Start.dji.com.
That's a good thing for you there, Lauren.
What?
That simulator.
Simulator? I have an FPV simulator that I don't use half as much as I should.
You know what?
Why am I hearing this over again?
What?
Hold on.
Something's wrong with your computer. That's what you're hearing.
Oh, no. Need... You say I got hacked. Hey, Lance, what's good, man?
You know what we need? We need some FPV stuff here on the show. Like more.
I agree with you. I agree with you a lot. We need an FPV person on here. Someone who wants to do FPV. Come on, do an FPV session for a short period of time and then break out. Any ideas, guys?
What happened?
I said we need someone to come on and do a short FPV session
Really?
and then
I
break
thought
out.
you would do it.
I'm learning, Herman. Never volunteer your services.
Oh, that's what it is.
If you could get someone else to do it. Nice try.
No.
Nice try.
Wow.
I listen, I've seen you with your suit and tie on, and you've seen me with my those guys hat on. So we've conducted a lot of business together. I learned well.
Why do I
You do
have to
not volunteer any services or anything that you do freely.
Why? It's
Huh?
always the office. It's always nice to give something free.
Well, that is true. I mean, if you're giving someone knowledge, or you're helping a guy on the street, you give him $1 or whatever, you give a guy a sandwich. Like you said, like you said, what you wanted to do with the donations and stuff.
But you know what? It's funny.
Hey, Chris.
You know, it's funny. At first, it was funny to me when I first heard it because I always said it was one of the worst hustles I've ever seen in my entire life. The guy stands outside the bank and asks you for change. Now, I went in there at that ATM.
Please explain this concept, Herman. I'm still here.
I went into the, you know how you go to the ATM machines, or the bank period, and the bank, I mean, yeah, if you go in there looking for singles, but yeah, but the machines give you 10s, some of them, sometimes 20s, 50s, right, and hundreds.
Correct.
So they have these guys that hang out outside the bank, and they'll ask you, got change. Now, most people coming from that ATM machine has 20s in their pockets, or, you know, whatever they need.
Hey, Tammy Jean.
Whatever they need to take care of. Right. And people always ask, and I see people more often than not tell them, I'm sorry, I don't have any small change. I don't have any change. So this one guy today comes out the bank behind me, and the guy's outside, he's asking if anybody had a couple of dollars, or, because they're specific nowadays. They're like $1, $2. They really tell you what they need. And the guy said to him, he goes, if you go inside and put some money in there, you can go in there and get it anytime you need it.
Right. Put some money in the bank and then you'll have money as well. I get it. I understand. It's no longer, can I have 50 cents for a cup of coffee? Because a cup of coffee is $1. So
really?
When you told me that dude asked, a cup of that little, it's not even an 8-ounce cup anymore.
I haven't bought a cup of coffee for $1 in how long? I welcome that. Where is this?
In these dirty bodegas where the cats sleep on the bread.
No, I can't drink that. I can't. No, sorry. Nope.
Yeah, cup of coffee in a few of the bodegas here in New York.
MG.
If you walk in there and the cat is sleeping on the bread, their coffee's $1. That's all I'm going to say.
I never understood that though.
What? Cat sleeping on bread?
Right, yeah.
It's soft. They don't give a shit. It's softer than sleeping on a hard ass floor or on cans or a box. Cat don't give a damn that it's bread.
But they're not even supposed to have a cat in there.
Well, you got to have a cat in the store to keep the mice away, right?
Wow.
The cat ain't never hungry. You see a cat in a bodega. You've never seen a skinny cat in a bodega.
Well, and the cat's never eating any of the food in there either. But that is true.
John Olson says, I'm a poor country boy, so I try to ask them before they ask me. That's funny you say that, because one time there's a person who I would see often, and sometimes I'd give them change, And sometimes, most of the time, I wouldn't. But maybe around holidays or something, I'll try and give $1, a few dollars, a five or whatever. But
Mhm.
this one time, jokingly, Herman, this guy, he's always, you got any change? And I'm like, not today. I said, why don't you give me some change today? And Herman, he had a handful of change. He went like this here, like to give it to me. And I was like, no, no, no. I was just playing, man. I don't want your change. Just one time he said, here, man. And then I dawned on me that he was a little slow
Oh,
by, by doing that. But
well, you know, Lawrence Archer.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Archer Aviation. You know, we spoke a little bit about Archer Aviation here. We
Mm-hmm.
spoke about the fact that they finished all of their prototype testing and went to they were in production of their Midnight. They were, because the Maker production model that they had, the prototype joint that
Mm-hmm.
has run its course on all the testing. So they were working on a full production model of the Midnight. Yeah, there she goes. That's Midnight.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they have,
Sexy bird.
they're nearing they've finished the production on it.
Yes.
And it is headed, well, it's already at their, I guess, their testing facility. They're in what's that? Their RUAG testing facility when it goes to that in Switzerland for that wind tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And
but according to what I've understand that on March what was it, 28th of this year, the California based Archer Aviation announced that Midnight had completed its 6 weeks of testing and is headed to this wind tunnel, like you mentioned, in Switzerland for more testing. And I guess if everything goes well with that and all of their ground testing that they plan to do with this drone, that from there, it's now going to start to getting to what they were saying they have a plan for this year. Later on this year, it was a series of this summer, a series of flight tests.
Yep.
With this drone.
I look forward.
And their whole
to the video
process is to from there now is to start to as they say, they want to have this thing vetted for to reach for the FAA's type certification by early of 24 to get it off the ground. So that's according to what they're saying.
Yeah, 2024, they're talking about their first piloted test.
Right.
So early 2024.
Yeah.
So that's a little more than 6 months away.
Really?
I look forward to seeing some footage.
Well, they already have it proven because of the Maker prototype.
Well, I remember. That's why I look forward to it, because
all they did was they learned that they know how to fly. The thing can fly. They know how it's going to fly. They know how it's supposed to fly.
Right.
It's just to complete the production model, which is the Midnight. Midnight went through its 6 weeks of series of testing, and now all of the systems work on it. I pretty much, because they test it. They're now doing the ground tests on it from which is going to go from the brake controls, everything that it needs to do on the ground, so
right.
Actually accelerate, brake, and those things turn. It's got to show its maneuverability on the ground. So, and whether or not they're gonna, and it's funny how they can come up with this test to see whether or not the fuselage and everything will hold up under its ground test.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They're
How
going
do
to
you
they're
know
going to
that it's
stretch
going
it.
to hold up?
They're going to stretch it to its limits, which is a good thing. And after that, they're throwing a pilot in it. So I look forward to seeing some video footage of these things in the wind tunnel and or just out and about. When they start doing their testing with their piloted testing, then we'll know. Then we will know. Plus, it has 1,000-pound payload, which means you could have it. It will be piloted, but you could have. I think there's a 4 to 6 seat option, depending on
Well,
their
it's
layout.
designed to carry a passenger, what is that? A pilot, and what is it, like 4 or 5 passengers?
Yeah. Something weird. A weird number. I
Yeah.
thought it was also. So let's see what happens. Now, also, these
Nice.
things are designed, huh?
They have 2 routes already because of the
Yep.
congestion in the area.
Through United Airlines, correct?
United, yeah, with United. One here in New York and one in Chicago.
Yes. I did see that on LinkedIn.
And they'll be moving from regular airports to
local cities.
Regular heliports in the city to the airport. So that's nice.
Right. Now, also, I wanted to mention
over to that area there where you
these
are.
midnight eVTOLs have a range of 100 miles, but they're not designed for that. What they want to use them for basically are the modern day helicopter air taxis. So, which they claim what takes 20 miles, they want to keep it to a range of about 20 miles, which takes 10 to 12 minutes.
Well, so I've said for the longest time, everybody's looking at these things the wrong way.
To replace helicopters.
Right, because we already have helicopters doing what this thing is doing, what they want to do with this.
Hey, Jims. Right.
You just want to stop using fossil fuels, right? So you want to get away from that. So this is the way to do it, right?
Yeah, this is true. Joe Block, how are you, man?
The thing is, what I find is beautiful about this drone is the turnaround time from the charging. It's minutes.
Yeah. 12 minutes. I can't even charge a DJI drone in 12 minutes.
Right, that's crazy, right? And the DJI drone can't make it to Jersey.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me not say that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. You know how that goes. We love you, New Jersey.
Let me not say that.
But all I can say is I look forward to seeing these things, video, YouTube footage, because not far, they already talking late 2024. They have numbers sold, 10 of them, 15 here. They're sold. United Airlines is going to be using these damn things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
back and forth.
Honestly, if you had two of them, you could do okay because it's a 12-minute charging time. So if you got 4 of them or 3,
right,
doing all right.
If you have 2 passing at every time while 2 on the ground are loading, and while those 2 are landing, you have the other 2 taking off and passing.
You can charge that thing while you're taking ticket numbers and
exactly. You're right about that.
The only drawback to it is the weight that they can carry. I'm curious to know how much luggage you can actually take with you.
Well, see, this is what would make it interesting. I mentioned before, they are talking about 1,000-pound payload.
Right.
And also the Department of Defense is interested in these also because of the payload factor.
Right, but they're
1,000 pounds of anything.
1,000 pounds for the military is different than 1,000 pounds for you shooting from Manhattan to United.
You see what Jim's put in the chat?
What?
I brought a DJI 100-watt charger, and you won't believe how fast I can charge drone batteries.
Okay.
Yes. Now, Jim, I'm going to give you a little warning.
They're nice, though. The
DJI, the battery charger is great. DJI batteries are great. Now you're getting to the level of FPV. because what happens in the world of FPV, if you charge a battery too fast, it becomes volatile.
Really?
Keep that in mind. It's a lipo. We fly lipos in FPV. You charge them too fast, they become volatile. You can damage cells, stuff like that. When you're charging that thing, make sure you keep an eye on it. I haven't heard of any DJI fires from the fast chargers or anything, but we're going to slowly get to that point.
But is he talking about a FPV battery?
No, he just said I brought a DJI 100-watt charger. And won't believe how
see,
fast.
DJI batteries shut off, man, when they charge.
True, fortunately.
I don't worry. I really don't worry too much of DJI batteries.
Hey, Michael Blades, what's good,
as long
man?
as they don't get compromised, the soft side on the batteries.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as long as they don't, you're fine.
Joe Black. I'm not gonna read what you put, man. Joe Black, you're laughing at his comment on discharging, not trying to burn the house down. Exactly. Just keep in mind, like my cell phone uses an 80-watt charge. Okay, my cell phone. And keep in mind, if you've been keeping up with New York City has had more lipo. Well, yeah, that's a different type. That's a different battery. I'm sorry. There's a Lion battery. That's a different tech. I'm sorry.
That's because these guys are getting these
Stevie, what's up?
These cheap electric bikes.
Yeah.
And they're charging the battery just for charge sake because I used some of it today. I gotta top it off. Before I go to bed. When I go to bed, it'll be topped off in the morning.
Uh-huh. And they're not running the batteries down.
Like DJI batteries and stuff like that. That thing just keeps taking the charge until it says I can't charge no more. It's probably getting warm over there in the room while they're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
wondering why you're breaking into a sweat at night. All of a sudden,
I mean, the batteries are just not great quality batteries, and you know when you push the automobile out of the street and you start forcing people to take your mass transit and have to use people resorting to scooters, and you telling people
what's
to
up,
use
Johnny Drone Flyer?
And electric bikes. Well, that's what you're gonna get.
It's true, and for some reason, no matter what you buy out there in the world, there's always someone trying to sell you a bootleg version of what you have.
Oh, you know how people are. If they can get something for cheaper,
yeah,
they're going to do that.
True. This is true. And sad but true.
Forget about the name that's on it. You know, if I can get it goes straight, it goes down the block like the other one. Shit. What do I get?
See, Jim's droning says he remembers first time learning, charge 4S lipos. Kaboom, so I heard. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I have a battery right here. These batteries are designed, hold on, I have to pull it up on screen so I can make sure you see it. These batteries are designed and wrapped in a super, there it is, in a super, super hard plastic. And it keeps them compressed. What happens with lipo batteries, if a cell goes bad, it starts puffing up. So now you will hear plastic cracking. If you snap a plastic fork, you hear plastic crackling like that. That means this thing is stretching and about to pop. So you are given a certain, huh?
I know how you can stop that.
What?
Duct tape it.
Nope, doesn't work. Because what happens is no. You know what happens? You duct tape it around here. It expands here at the ends like a balloon.
Yeah, you tape the ends too.
It's not going to work.
I'll show you.
They've tried. They've tried. Unless you talk about taking this battery and putting about that much duct tape around it, then it becomes a volatile bomb. Okay, and FYI, if your batteries, and I do this to properly get rid of them, they say you can put them in a bucket of Epsom salt or salt water, high content salt water. What I do is I take a knife and I stab one cell. I make sure I'm in an area outside on concrete because it'll burn whatever it's on. And this thing will burn until all of the chemicals have exhausted. Then you can take it and get rid of it somewhere.
Do you take a good deep breath too when you do it?
Oh no, I stab it and run. You saw, didn't you see what happened when we were at Pilgrim? I did a loop. I did a loop under this overpass and came up, went bah, and the battery went that way. And the battery, this plastic was compromised, and the battery was like that wide.
Mhm.
So I punctured it with a knife and ran. It gave off a lot of smoke and fire and caught fire and everything. And then I was able to get rid of it. It's not the swelling that kills the battery. It's the short circuit inside that starts the fire. Yes, Warren, you're 100% right. When you have a cell
That's why I
that is
said.
taking too much electricity and the others are not, it happens.
Take them over to Best Buy and put them in the can.
Yes, that is it. Put it in a wood clamp in the garage next to a gas can.
Yeah, that's it.
See,
That'll
now
work.
we're giving these guys are wires were all melted first, but my fault when program charging did not realize charging 1,000 milliamp equaled 1 amp. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
just put it.
Right.
Just put it. Just put it. Like, yeah, that'll work. Lars. Put it next to the gas can.
But that's exactly, a lot of people don't teach you that, Jim's droning. He's right. For 1,000 milliamps equals 1 amp. So if you're charging 1,000 milliamps, you have to set it to charge at 1 amp. If it's 5,300, you charge it at 53.
That's what I said. You see those batteries for that Matrice 350?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could make your Mavic 3 get an hour up there.
It could burn down a building. Once it caught fire, it could burn down a building.
Yeah, with your Mavic 3 with that battery.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Think about it. Look at the milliamp hours on the Mavic 3 batteries to that. Shit,
Yeah.
even the Phantom batteries have a higher milliamp hours, a different technology, but you know.
That's true. That's true.
You know, Lawrence, what?
Yeah, 5.3.
What?
And Jim's droning got it. 5,300 is 5.3.
Yeah, something to that effect. That's the milliamp hours on that battery that you have?
No, I'm saying if you have a milliamp of 5,300, it's supposed to be 5.3. If it's anything over 100, you add the decimal point.
Okay.
Something to that effect.
So you're doing your FPV thing right now, Lawrence.
What happened?
You're doing your whole your FPV segment right now.
Hey, Tammy Jean, here's a proposition for you. Herman needs someone to do an FPV segment on those guys.
Listen,
you're interested? You come in, or someone, or you know somebody, Max Air, Jim's droning. We're looking for somebody to come on and do an FPV segment, kind of short, come in, do an FPV segment, and then leave. Herman's trying to get me to volunteer my services, but my hands are tied.
This is the guy. His hands are tied.
Hold on a second.
Ask him what his hands is tied with. I didn't know that laziness was a
little thingy on it.
No, but I'm going to come back and instruct you.
I really didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I'm listening to why you can't do it.
Huh?
I'm listening to why you can't do it.
I probably could. To talk about FPV? Yeah. Yes. To talk about FPV, something FPV related. Show an FPV video or two.
You know what? Here's the deal. If I do it, right? If you jump in any time, right? I could just tell you to shut up, right?
If you do it?
Yeah.
How are you going to do an FPV segment? You don't even fly FPV.
Doesn't matter. I talk more about FPV on this show than you do.
Sometimes.
No, most times.
It might be.
90
Tammy, wait a minute.
98% of the time.
Excuse me. I'm interviewing right now. Tammy is asking, is it on Wednesday, a Wednesday night thing? What is required to talk about FPV? We're interviewing here, sir. Tammy, I'll hit you up. All right, I'll hit you up. Those guys' FPV segment would be good. I'll hit you up on Facebook, Tammy. I'll definitely hit you up on Facebook because
he wants you to do something that he could do, Tammy. But you know, I guess he'll figure out something.
Well, I figured if she came on, she could also during that, you know. No, not a new show. No, we don't need any more new live streams.
Oh,
Too much
no.
work. Too much
Don't you
work.
think we have enough live streams out there?
I can't even make the ones that come on Wednesday night.
I'm not discouraging anybody from doing a live stream if you want to do a live stream. But I think we have enough live streams as it is.
I don't have the time. I don't have the time for another live stream. As you notice, Sunday night with those guys hasn't come back as of yet. Will it? If Herman and I keep taking on more work, probably not.
Anything on Sundays?
Huh? That's exactly it. I want to go to a barbecue on Sunday. I want to watch football on Sunday. I want to fly FPV on a Sunday morning.
Say what you mean. You want a day off.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys get it.
Dude, that's what your Wednesdays are.
What happened?
That's what your Wednesdays are.
Because I can't go anywhere because of the live stream, right? I can go out in the morning.
Is your day off.
Stop. Johnny Drone Flyer, I agree 1,000% with Herman. Don't encourage him, Johnny.
Thank you, Johnny.
Don't encourage him. We shall see. Tammy, I'll hit you up on Facebook. Maybe we will work something out where
you and
it's not too time consuming for you.
Do a segment on FPV.
Fly during your live stream. Joe Block, I would love to do that. I would love to be in the park right now with the camera going and stuff like that. We especially in the warmer months.
That's what you would like to do.
When it's too damn hot to go out, Tammy. You get it. Yeah.
What? When it's too hot to go out?
She says, especially in the warmer months. Yeah, agreed. When the humidity is like, I'm not going out there. I have AC in here. Why should I go out there?
That's what the iced tea is for.
There ain't no damn iced tea you're drinking. He got some nerve. He got a hold of a cup with liquor and an ice cube in it and say that's what iced tea is for.
Yeah, that's
wow.
What it's for. It's props.
Took me a while to learn, as you need to understand stick movement, which I found FPV guys never explained at all. You know what I found out, Jim's FPV?
What?
I had a lot of people that, you get an FPV, I'll help you build, I'll do this, I'll do that. Don't believe it, because my first 2 years of FPV were asking questions and people didn't have the time. And the people that did have the time, I could mention on one hand. Okay, but as I got better in FPV, more and more people started opening up. Drone Days, how are you? A man only has so many Sundays in their life. Enjoy a few. See, Drone Days gets it. Drone Days gets it. So we got somebody supporting you. We got some. Max does live flying. Takes his show to the park. Does live flying. Yeah. See, the issue.
Lawrence just wants somebody to encourage him being a slacker.
Did you see this? Now he's calling me a slacker for not wanting to do an FPV section.
If it was up to him, he'd stay right there in a vegetated state on Sunday, in his drawers.
Stevie says, DJI, help me build my Avata.
I bet they did. How'd you do it? Tear the plastic off, slice the thing off the top, and flip the box open.
Matt Bagwell, that was not a Long Island iced tea. It looked like it.
Iced tea.
Okay.
No Long Island in it.
I know that. It's just iced tea. Okay, I get it.
Long Island iced teas ain't. They don't have that kind of tint to it.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, isn't that a vodka drink?
Vodka based. Yeah.
What's good, Stevie?
Yeah, vodka based. It is. It is. Show the top of the mountain somewhere with cell coverage.
Ooh,
Well,
what?
to do a live stream, we need to do a Wednesday night with those guys out in the field, Herman.
How am I gonna invite you?
How you can invite me? No, we'll both be there.
In the
Someone
same
will, one of us will fly, and one of us will be on the laptop or whatever.
Hold on. In the same place at the same time?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Then we should be able to get that to work.
Okay. We'll see. Where are you gonna fly at?
We could figure something out.
Okay.
Something, but in fact, something as simple like Drone Bum and Paulie and these guys, they do it also. They go live. There are apps that you can live stream from. All you need is an HDMI out. Now my FPV goggles have an HDMI out. The RC Plus, RC Pro, does that have an HDMI out?
Uh-huh.
There you go. You link that straight.
HDMI out on it?
Huh?
Yours doesn't have one?
My RC?
Yeah.
No, they cheap ass radio and no damn HDMI out. What do you expect for $300? Now you're reaching.
No, but you got the.
Now you're reading. Now you got jokes.
Nah, it's got the thing, right? You can plug in. You can plug in the thing, right? The USB.
Hold
got
on,
USB.
Hold on. I'm being a smart ass now, but I'm
They
pretty
all
sure.
got some kind of connection.
Yeah, there is a on the RC, if I can
See,
get this open, there is actually a Type C.
and what else?
It's a Type C. That's it. Host. Oh, you know what it is?
What?
It's for training mode. It has a host plug. And I could plug in another controller and take over control. That's it. But there's no HDMI out on here, man. Stop it. What do you think it is? For $300, that would be another $75 at least.
Oh, come on.
For an HDMI out port. You hear that, DJI? If you want to keep selling these RCs, put a damn HDMI out on it.
There'll be $500 controller by the time you guys are finished with it. And then you complain about how the last one was only $300.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that though? Seriously.
That's the problem. It's just like if you ever hear that guy, and we have a lot of them here in New York. That guy that thinks that team sucks, and we need this guy and we need that guy. And wait a minute, dude, there's a salary cap. But we need this guy and we need that guy. By the time you're finished, the bench would be able to start somewhere else. And we wouldn't be able to meet the salary cap. That's just how fans are. And when you start talking about stuff like that, you start, everybody thinks the controller is great until you use it. And then next thing you know, if it had this, and if it had that, and it had this, and it had that.
Isn't that what happened with
Pro.
Isn't that what happened with the drone camera?
The RC Pro.
If you remember the drone cameras, they went from a 1/1/3 sensor to a 1/1/7 sensor to a half inch. Then they went to 1 inch. Now, if we had a drone with a 4/3 sensor, when the Mavic 3 came out, you have a drone with a 4/3 sensor.
No, I'm just saying to you that with stuff like that, it's just keeps going.
Now, listen to the logic behind this. We complained about a 4/3 sensor, correct? Now, drone pilots. Oh, we need a 1 inch sensor or a 4/3 like the cameras have. Well, if you take the box that the Mavic 3 Pro is in, and the Mavic 3 thermal is in, and all of those, You could fit a full size sensor in there. Now,
Maybe,
as far as heat dissipation, it
maybe,
probably need a cooling plate on the back of it, but it
maybe,
could be possible.
maybe,
I'm not saying they can't.
maybe,
That guy or those guys.
maybe.
Jim's Droning says FPV with a 4/3. You wouldn't want to crash that shit because repairing it, 4/3 camera. Woo.
Whoa.
We're
See
talking. The most important thing on a drone is the camera.
Mm-hmm. So,
okay, so
you thinking that they're gonna replace this DJI, the Humpty Dumpty drone?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking so. Yeah, it's time for DJI to come out.
Come out with another Humpty Dumpty.
Notice the pattern. They've dropped the price on the DJI FPV bird 2 times already.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, Ray Kelly, what's up? They've dropped the price on it 2 times already.
Ray Kelly, but it's made out of Humpty Dumpty plastic.
They're due. How long has the DJI FPV bird been out? We're going on 2 years now.
Yeah.
When a drone hits that 2-year mark, it's like the anniversary, and they're like, we must come out with something else.
Not really. Not really.
I don't know when, but I think they're going to come out with an FPV drone.
Honestly, if you ask everyone right now, do you
need an FPV drone?
No. Do you need another drone right now? I don't care whether it be FPV or camera drone. Most answers would be no. Guys have found a need to ask for more drones. They found a need to find a way to ask for more shit.
Right.
Do they need it? No. But they have this habit that now that they want to somehow self-proclaim speed up the production of DJI's production.
Jim's Droning is thinking a sub 250.
The Phantom 4 Pro came out 6 years ago. Well, 7 years now.
7 years now.
The drone is still in use. The drone is still capable of doing the jobs that guys are doing with the drones that they use now. Actually, for the work that we're doing right now, the drone is still capable.
True.
You know, these drones, especially the top level drones like the Mavic 3, those drones could be around for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm expecting 3 to 4 years with all of the.
What do you need? I mean, seriously, to fly in the park to go 100 feet high and 100 feet away from you?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not telling anybody how to have fun. I'm just saying I don't understand what more they could fit into these things. The image quality is fine with some of these things with these drones now.
True. Very, very true. But now that everything
do they need another drone this year?
No.
Would you really be that sick to your stomach? Because I'll be honest with you, the community forced the Mavic 3 Pro. They couldn't sleep. They would not sleep till that drone came out.
Yep.
DJI might not even thought about it, but the community would not sleep till that drone came out.
Yeah, when are you going to replace the Mavic 2 Pro?
Everything got to
replace the Mavic 2.
Got to say Pro. Got to say Pro. It's got to say Pro on it.
And you said that. When you said that, don't be surprised if they come out with one that
the drone does
says
not
Pro.
say Pro on it.
Yep. And what did they do?
And I know the drone community, they could not sleep until the Pro came out. Would not sleep, even though they weren't going to buy it. They were going to buy it anyway.
It's like they said, they're doing it. They're doing it.
Yeah, you know.
They said Pro. They're doing it. But what can you do? What do you need? Everyone wants the latest and the greatest. Tammy, I agree with you on that. It's for those who like keeping up with the Joneses. But not so much. There are people. I agree. If you can afford to buy every drone that comes out,
with the Joneses.
no. But if you can
I'm going to
afford,
explain to you why I say this.
DJI FPV Pro.
No,
Exactly.
it's not. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses. And I say, and the reason why I say this, because I check out other stuff on YouTube, and it's not just drones. It's not just drones. Every single thing
Has a pro version.
Unity does the same thing. Oh, it's time for a new this. It's time for a new that. You force the companies to come out with this stuff. It seems.
That's why a computer year is every 6 months, because someone wants the new processor, generation 13 plus.
To move a quarter of a second faster than the last one.
Pro classic. See, Angie, you get it. Right. And Tammy Jean, you still use your Phantom 4. I know a lot of people that still use them. They are common machines. They have great freaking cameras. Till present day, until they create another drone with a physical aperture, that is still the best camera. One of the best cameras out there, which is why they use them in so much in the industry.
Well, they use
7 years going.
Using the industry because of the image quality that it has with the mechanical
over the rolling shutter that we all use.
Mechanical shutter that it has on it, and its ability to capture quality footage within that 200 to 400 foot range. And when you're mapping, so that's why when guys were saying that they wanted to get the SDKs to do mapping with the Mini, I was like, get yourself a shitload of batteries and fly close to the ground, because you're gonna be there all day.
Yeah, right. Yeah, DJI FPV Pro coming soon. We shall see. All I'm saying is I'm seeing a slowdown in
FPV drone.
I'm seeing a slowdown in the sale of the DJI FPV drone. And usually when DJI, I'm starting to see people sell them on eBay a lot.
Because the Avatas guys love that drone. I think some guys are on the second and third one.
Yep. Hey, Jerry Franks.
You know, that you talking about the Humpty Dumpty drone.
Yes. I see a lot of people are getting rid of them. They're going to Avata.
Put it back together. You gotta send it into DJI.
Send it into DJI, you get a new shell.
Well, who was it? Rob. I was talking with Rob. Rob loves the hell out of that drone. And he says, he goes, when I'm not, what is it? When I'm not crashing? I said, Rob, how many times did you crash? This one?
Yeah. Exactly.
Come on, Rob.
Yeah. I remember when he first he came to Rockaway one time and he took off with it. And I'm like, he's gonna cut his head off. He's gonna cut his own head off, but he took off quite fine. You know, it's a lot of people went through a lot of training woes with that egg-shaped DJI FPV bird. I'm just saying personally, I haven't read it anywhere, I haven't heard it anywhere. I'm just looking at the sales and I'm looking on eBay, and a lot of people are selling the DJI FPV bird to get the Avata. And usually when DJI sees their sales of their drones go down, they come up with something else. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the Avata. Once the sales of the Avata slip, then they'll maybe come out with something else. I mean, do you still have the calendar that Deals put out? I mean, there's really no need for it, but they can listen. I'm quite sure the guys that are flying right now will do just fine with the same old Avata until they're ready to come out of metal. Let that thing marinate a little bit in this country.
Yeah, I
agree.
Let it
marinate in this world a little bit. Let it grow up.
I agree.
Let it have a birthday.
Right. Let it become more than a terrible two-year-old. You know, give it more than 2 years. Right.
We'll have some new batteries for you.
I'm looking to see if I have it, if I still have it or not. I
don't worry about it. If you don't have it, you don't have it. I'm not sweating that. But you know, we do have you know, I thought that, well, this was a little strange to me. I never liked this thing, the Jetson One.
Why not?
I think it's the Jetson One is what happens when you get hit on a bicycle. That you get that little roll cage around you where your bicycle wraps around your ass if you're still connected to it when you land. No, I think it's the beginning stage of something, and I get what their idea what it was, but apparently,
right. You okay there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Have some more iced tea. Okay, kill me.
Cool, refreshing drink.
Why not?
The Jetson One, right? The thing about the Jetson One, right? And what makes the Jetson One so special is the Jetson One actually you can zip around, load of the trees and load of the, in this places where you can't, right? With most things, but you're gonna be in it. Well, apparently they have selected ParaZero for their parachute system.
They're great parachute system.
All of these VTOLs and eVTOLs and these things that we're talking about,
even private planes,
right? They all. I don't know about private planes, but I know.
Yes, I've seen parachutes on private planes.
But I'm saying I don't know if they're required for the plane to have these parachutes. I know these eVTOLs and stuff that we're talking about, these commercial vehicles, they're required to, I believe, to have these parachutes as a safety system. We did a couple of talks about them about a year or so on a stream.
We've done a couple of them.
There were a couple of companies because that was a requirement to bid for these things. Well, like I said, they've chosen ParaZero for their safe parachute recovery system, and this is for the.
So if this thing bails out, a chute's supposed to eject from it.
For their one, which is the firm's single passenger eVTOL aircraft.
Okay.
We've seen it 100 times.
Yeah.
It's Jetson has they've accomplished a few things with this. Their approach is slightly different than what everything else that we've seen. Whereas that, this is unlike anything else. This is more like your sports car type of.
It is.
A VTOL as opposed to a cargo or say a big people carrier. This is like your sport bike, maybe.
It is. It's a motocross bike of personal eVTOLs, because from what I understand, they also they have a series of these that they plan on using for people to commute back and forth to work.
Yeah, the problem I have with it is that and how it's marketed, I can't see the parachute being much useful. I think more of a great helmet, a better roll cage would be more useful. A windscreen or something on this would be a much more useful to people than say a parachute.
I might agree with you, because most incidents we've seen we've only seen it maybe at its peak. The owner of Jetson One, he flew it maybe at its highest point, about 60, 70 feet over some treetops. If you remember, we showed that video
and I don't
years
know
back.
how much time you have with the parachute, to before the 10-foot drop to the ground.
Now, see, that's what Waypoint New England says. How high do you have to be for that parachute to work. Most of the videos I've seen on Jetson 1,
Well,
other than excluding the owner, were 15, 20, 30 feet off the ground. The owner of Jetson 1 flew
And-
it from his house to work.
right, but that's how
And-
it's marketed, to be able to zip through things that low.
Yeah,
And if you
So
clip
how-
something in there, where is that parachute useful?
Right. How effective is that? 60
I
feet
mean,
isn't enough
what is it?
for a parachute to deploy.
What is it good enough to cover you so that way you stay warm till the paramedics get there?
So they come scrape up the parts. The parachute protects you from the animals, the wild animals trying to get at your flesh. I don't know. I'm just saying. You smash to the ground in a fireball, lipo batteries burning. So now you're cooking. The animals smell the meat, barbecuing, and the chute comes down and smothers the fire and protects you and your remains until they can rescue you.
I got it. The chute functions like the lipo bags. It cocoons around you, right?
And smothers the fire, right?
Right. Yes, smothers the fire. Might
They're
get a
no
little
good.
warm in there, but it smothers the fire, right?
Yeah, I hear you. Like, Stevie says he prefers the props above you than around you. Well, see, that's the issue that Herman brought up too.
Well, Stevie, that's not my design. That's their design. There's nothing I can do about it. And it's that I don't think they're changing that.
They've already sold
Yeah, that thing's sold already.
quite a few of them. They're making a few a year. They've been sold already. That would be interesting to see. Let's try and find that out. Has brought a Jetson.
You know what? I don't know it, Tammy. But I mean, if the parachute is big enough, and I guess from the fire from the thing blazing after you crash in the woods somewhere, and this thing cocoons around you like a lipo bag. Who
Okay.
knows?
No, I didn't want to know who owns Jetson.
You wouldn't be able to stay in that thing if the if the batteries are burning.
Oh yeah, you gonna move. Trust me. You're gonna get up out of there.
What if you're hurt?
Has Jetson 1 been delivered? Cleared for delivery. Hold on. The very first Jetson 1. Oh, they were given the okay to deliver their drones in 2022 last year. The world's first passenger drone, Jetson 1, cleared for delivery. Yeah.
Okay.
How many Jetson 1s have been sold? Okay. I'm looking right now. It says the company recorded 100 units since the official launch in 2021, and an additional 3,000 more pre-orders were made.
We make fun of this thing, right? And we laugh at it. We say we wouldn't fly it.
He's getting paid.
Apparently, from what I'm understanding, it has a lot of safety and redundancy in this thing. Is why the FAA even said you can even go ahead with this.
Yeah.
I've been reading some stuff on it, and it's
and
real.
The price of it is $98,000 US.
Yeah, that comes in a little cheaper than some of the other ones that I've seen of personal vehicles.
Mm-hmm. The Jetson 1 comes at $98,000.
Although you got to be a buck wet to fly this thing or to fit in it.
True.
You know what I mean?
This is true.
It's a roll cage.
Listen, it's a roll cage where you should stay inside. Do not stick your arms outside the vehicle. Because
please keep everything inside the vehicle and do not move until the props come to a complete stop.
Yeah, pretty much. But I kudos to them. They are selling.
The guy to get
98,000.
Stop. You just call him Shorty.
Wow, he said just call him Shorty. Of course, the price will come down from 98,000 because they're already working on a Jetson 2. But this Jetson 1, of course, was the first flying prototype and able to be sold. And apparently he's made enough money to make 3,000 pre-orders at $98,000.
They need to come out with the Jetson SE so that human beings can fly it.
The Jetson Pro? The Jetson Pro, could you imagine?
Yeah, that's it. The Jetson Pro. My bad. The SE would be like for little kids, right? The Jetson Pro.
Okay. 3,000 Jetsons sold at $98,000, and we're not talking tax, comes to a total of $294 million.
See that? How
and
many?
That's before tax. 3,000.
3,000 of them. See that? You don't need everybody to buy one.
$294 million he will make before taxes.
Yep. Look at that.
That's crazy. You should get one for a giveaway. I'll give you away a picture of that bitch.
Who should get one for? Listen. If I could get one to give away, I might not be on YouTube.
You're right about that. It might not be here right about now.
I might not be here.
Gary's a smart man. He says, I'll wait for the Jetson Classic.
Now, you don't want the Classic, man. You want the Pro.
Give me R2-D2 as my co-pilot.
They're going to discontinue the other ones when the Pro comes out.
Yeah, right? Yeah. They're going to follow DJI's way.
Wait for the Pro. Seriously.
Yeah. Pocket change.
I would wait for the Pro.
Yeah, I think so. By then, the price of the original one should have dropped from 98,000. That's a good little bit of change, though. 98,000. Ooh.
You think?
Kudos to Jetson and Parazero. I do know Parazero for those private plane kits, Herman, that you build.
Right.
They supply chutes for those if they go out at 3,000 feet, 4,000 feet.
Honestly?
Huh.
You get hit by a city bus in about 4 years, you can get a used one.
Did you just hear that shit? He said, if I get hit by a city bus in about 4 years, I could use one.
You can get a used one.
I could get a used one. Wow.
Or even a brand new one at that price, because that's how long it's going to take for the city to give you your money.
Let me find out, Jerry Franks. What is the range?
On the Jetson 1, it doesn't matter, you're in it.
As long as you land any distance.
As long as you land, you're good.
Okay. Here we go. This single personal eVTOL can fly at a top speed of 100 miles an hour and comes equipped with the 13.5 kilowatt battery that will give the aircraft a reported range of 100 miles.
Mm-hmm. I don't
think you could fly that. You got to take into account wind conditions, just like your drone is said to do 47 minutes, and you usually get about 45, depending on the wind resistance and things like that. So that 100 miles may be reduced due to circumstances if you're going into a headwind and stuff like that. But
I really don't want anyone in the drone community to get one of these.
What happened?
I really don't want anyone in the drone community to get one of these.
Show up at a meetup with a Jetson 1?
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
What?
When the Mavic 3 first came out, right? That first week, there were videos not videos, but pictures online in some of the different groups of guys that smashed their shit to trees and shit already. Guys always talk about, we've seen all the Jetsons and we should be in flying cars by now. Bro, you smashed your drone into a tree, man.
Yeah. With obstacle avoidance.
What a flying car. You smashed your drone into a tree. You want a flying car? Some people can't even walk on the car. Herman,
And you know, some people can't even walk on the sidewalk without tripping.
No, seriously, guys are smashing up their drones first week after launch. And you talking about we should be in flying cars? Hell no. God forbid. You guys can't pass a tree with a drone this big. You'll pass a tree with a drone.
Oh no, Jerry Franks, there is no return to home. This is all manually flown. You fly it like you drive your car. You find a parking spot for your car, you find a parking spot for this. This is all manual controls. You take off, you control your takeoff. There is no cruise control. This is all hands-on. Maybe the Jetson 2
I'm
will.
good.
Jerry Franks.
I'm good.
Jerry Frank says Herman's killing me.
I'm good, Jim. I'm good.
Yeah. I would not take my hands off of the stick at any moment. It's like real FPV. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris.
Yo,
Chris
listen.
said he crashed his DJI FPV into a tree. Exactly.
Oh,
so if we're crashing into trees, imagine what you would do with a flying car.
Hold on, get up tomorrow morning, Lawrence. Tomorrow morning, I guarantee you. Get up tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock. Turn the news on. Route 70. Somebody coming from Pennsylvania is guaranteed to crack up coming in here tomorrow morning to go to work.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. You want him in a flying car? You want him.
You can't even drive on the ground. You can't even drive on the ground, and you want to fly in the air?
You want those dudes in flying cars? Yeah, all right. Because you know what? They talk about population. Get the flying cars out there.
Population control?
Get the flying cars out there.
No body damage, no prop damage. I'm glad to hear, man.
You get two-faced. You get the guy running into the building and the people that he falls on when he crashes to the ground.
After you come to a rolling stop in the roll cage. Because it may not roll, it may land on the side and slide.
No, but I actually saw that Jetson 1 video where the guy flew it to work. Where does he work?
Not far. Obviously from the warehouse.
I was looking at him flying through jungle. Where does he work?
Yeah. That video was the actual boss of Jetson 1. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hold it. Jetson 1 boss flying. Hold on.
But you know what I wanted to tell you, Lawrence? Red Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're seeing the Ukrainian order of 200 FPV racing drones. Yeah, Red Cat Holding announced that it's going to they're going to meet the order of the Ukrainian government for these 200 long-range, high-speed FPV drones to the Ukrainian unit in June.
Right.
Now, this this deal further shows that how much this tech can be actually leveraged to do other things than what it was intended for.
Okay.
But apparently, the model is going to be delivered as what we know as the Teal 2. We spoke about that a couple of weeks ago here. Actually, 2 weeks ago when they were talking about the new release of the Teal 2. When the Teal 2 is the drone that they're going to be receiving. This drone is quite capable. It's a compact little speeder with they say first person control. It's it's a high-tech LiDAR. It has LiDAR. What is it? FLIR. My bad. It has high-tech FLIR imagery. So this thing is quite capable. It can operate in GPS denied environments. And the one thing that they say, and there's one thing, and it's funny that we talk about these drones, that it's easy to handle, right? It has the first person piloting capability.
Right.
it has a good battery life, a robust construction, and detailed sensor. And these are some of the features that has brought more and more people to not only we'll say not only both, but both consumers and military use and use in different fields for drone use. And that's really what has been expanding the usage of the drone, how much easier they are to operate now. The fact that the battery life is becoming more and more better. And the design of them are becoming a little bit more rugged. It used to be like these little flat, lightweight, foldable drones were actually cheap pieces of shit.
You're true.
Exception of maybe some of the stuff that DJI came out with, and even the earlier versions of what DJI came out with compared to what they're doing now is
and they're made in the USA. FYI.
Yeah, well, it has to be it's
on the blue UAS list.
Yeah, it's on the blue UAS list. It's compliant with everything.
But something you didn't mention, you failed to mention also. Yes, it is Jerry Frank's UAS built. This is the video here in full. You can check it out. But the Teal drone is one of very few. There's less than a handful of drone companies out there. Their drones are swarm compatible. Mm-hmm. You can fly up to 4 drones at one time and map an area. You can fly up to 4 drones at one time and do different.
We were talking.
Yeah. Yes, we did do a story on. Hey, eat more possum. What's good, man?
We mentioned that 2 weeks ago when we were talking about.
Yep. Yes. But this video here,
they're just meeting the order for Ukraine for 200 of them.
Yeah. Red Cat did grow up. Oh, it grew up in Massachusetts. Okay. The CEO grew up there.
Well, Red Cat, actually, I know Red Cat from the RC cars.
Yes, I remember the name from them back then.
I have a Red Cat RC car.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Gotta show me that one.
It's in there. I showed it to you already. It's
not the Bentley.
I took the motor out and changed the motor on it, and I've done a few things to it.
Okay. Marcel, how are you, man? Hope all is well.
It needs a body, a shell.
Okay.
Yeah. Next week we got a really big show coming up.
Yes. Next week, guys.
Ryan Latorette here next week.
Yes.
There's a few things happening out here in New York that Ryan's going to bring you guys up to speed on, and with cases that have been developing that we've been keeping a close eye on.
Yep.
And there is one case in particular here in New York that everybody has a close eye on, and
true,
we can get that individual's drone back. And at this point, it seems like they might be getting a brand new one. Don't keep your hopes up, but that's what.
We will fill you in on that little tidbit of information.
So if you guys hope to see you guys back here next week when we have Ryan on, we got like I said, there's a couple of cases that some good news on, and he's going to come in to talk about what's going on with those cases. I've been putting in the description on the stream. I didn't put it in this week, but I did put it in last week for guys to be able to copy the form letter that's in there. It's to present to your state in which you live in to fight for the preemptive laws to stop local municipalities,
right?
Creating these unlawful drone laws, and to leave these things up to the decisions of the state, which the state will return it to the federal government.
It's actually this link right here. This is to help. This actually is to help New York State become a preemptive law. But this applies to your state.
For your state.
Yes, this applies to your state too. You can file.
You just mark it to your state. Put your state address, your state official's name and address.
Yes.
Change it from New York. It's just a form letter. It's written it's 2 parts to it. It's one for regular recreational pilots, and it's for
Yeah, we have it on the Those Guys page. Maybe I could go there and snatch it real quick. The link for Those Guys. We have it pinned actually at the top of Those Guys page. So wait a minute, that's my page. That's not Those Guys. I don't have it pinned at the top of mine. Here it is. Hold on. Here it is right here. Here's the Those Guys page. If you haven't joined it already, join it. Go to the pin section and you'll see each and every letter. You can write it to your assemblyman, your congressman, whomever in your local state, and just put your information in like Herman said.
Yeah. You configure it to your state, you're good to go.
Exactly.
Well,
anyway,
time,
Herman,
Mark. You missed the
the
last drop, but
sponsors.
that's all right. You know, the sponsors told me you missed the last drop, but that's okay.
No, because I'm on point. The sponsor got it right now.
For drone news and tech talk, tune in on Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to Wednesday Night with Those Guys.
They said you missed it 2 segments ago, but that's okay.
Hey, I'm working here. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's that time.
Anyway, guys, yeah, it's that time. We appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with us and having a little bit of fun, talking about some drone things here and there. Guys, check it out tomorrow morning. I mean, it's
the launch.
It's an enterprise launch. It's a new drone. Guys get a kick out of the drone. We always go look at the big trucks and the big SUVs and the vans and stuff when Pop used to go buy his car, but he was getting that one over there. We always looked at that one over there. So go check out the video. You might like it, see what the launch is like, and maybe you might learn something new about the drone. Who knows? You might fall in love with the camera, and you might pick up an M30 and go fly in the park. But anyway, I'm just joking, guys. No, go check out the launch tomorrow morning. But check out, there's a few streams coming on tonight, guys. Check them out. We appreciate you
guys know the schedules already.
Thanks for being here and hanging out with me and Lawrence to tell our jokes and just to share our stories and the stuff that we learned along the way with you.
And congratulations to Those Guys, Ariels, for another one.
Oh, well, yeah. Thank you, Lawrence.
That's it.
Yeah. With that being said, we appreciate you all, like I said before. And with that, we'll see you next time. And Lawrence, anything?
With Those Guys.
With Those Guys. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.
Salute.
That good old iced tea, boy.